Welcome to this month's edition of Portside with the Pilots. I'm your host, Jamie Hudson. Here's what we have for you on this month's show. Coming up, get to know UP men's tennis twins, Mathieu and Pierre Garcia. Who's funnier, though?
Me? No, that's not true. He's not very humble, is it?
Also, the women's tennis team takes part in the National Girls and Women in Sports Day. He's ready, he's ready. But first, in just 2 seasons, sophomore Julie Spencer has emerged as a leader on the court for the University of Portland women's basketball team. But it's her off-the-court qualities that make her special to the program. Julie grew up in Chehalis, Washington, and attended W.F. West High School. Julie's father passed away when she was a junior in high school, and she honors him each and every day on the court. The youngest of 10 children, it is her Catholic faith that led her to the Bluff, where she can flourish with her faith, academics, and basketball.
I am the youngest of 10 children. It was really rewarding growing up in a big family because you had to learn a lot of values and you always knew that someone had your back, but there was also somebody always above you. Especially being the baby, it was cool to be the baby of such a big family.
I think when you grow up the youngest of 10, and it's really funny because her siblings will totally say this, but sometimes she was treated like the baby and would act like the baby. But there are multiple times when, because of that, she had to learn to do so many things as an independent child, so young as well.
My mom was just really that constant love of the family. She was very tender and caring and giving, and you could really see God's love reflecting in her for her children. She was very selfless. My father was always the backbone of the family, and he really instilled a love for the game of basketball. He was really that ambitious side of myself that I see. He was diagnosed with melanoma cancer my sophomore year, and he went through radiation treatments and ended up passing away my junior year, right in the middle of basketball season. My dad left us with a phrase that were the 5 most important words that you could say, and he said they were, "Jesus, I trust in you." We knew that greater things were to come for him, and we were going to pray for him, and he would be praying for us, and that he was going home.
For somebody who, was deeply hurt in the process, but just kind of relied on her faith and her family to get her through some tough times, shows a lot of character.
It was really hard losing him, but I thought about it a couple days after he had gone, and we had a game coming up, and I thought, Dad would want me to play in this. He wouldn't want me to be a quitter. I can go out there and I can play and I can honor him through that. So I decided to just get back on the court and just keep going because I knew that was what he would want me to do. I have a tattoo on my right shoulder, and it is of 3 mountains, and this represents my father. I grew up going into the mountains in Washington with my father all the time, and this is where he really taught me a lot of lessons about life and about faith and just about the future. And so I got these mountains to represent him always being with me, always being on my shoulder to lead me wherever I'm going in life. I just really made it important to play for my father, just to play for his honor. Every time I step on the court, I think this is what you wanted me to do. I'm playing for you, and I let him know that, and I also play for the Lord. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us here and giving us the opportunity to come today to coach and to play the game that we love. Lord, we give you this day, we give you this game, win or loss. Whether it's going to be a win or whether it's going to be a loss, I'm just really letting him know inside my head that I trust him and that I'm playing for him and that I have confidence that I can do whatever he asks me to do. We ask you to put the fire in our hearts and put a true conviction, Lord, that we can come out and we can win this game.
The type of environment that UP allows you to really be in control of your own faith journey she really loves. The connections that she makes with professors on campus and to start different faith services here. But she doesn't compartmentalize her hard work. She works really hard in her faith. She works extremely hard on the basketball court, and she also does extremely well in school. She's really, really bright.
Spencer from the elbow, new career high for Julie Spencer.
I also really like the theology classes on campus. It's really cool for me to be able to contemplate, and I can dive more into my faith and how that relates to other people and maybe my future in the job world.
Rim!
Pocket pass!
Good pass.
Midway through her sophomore year, she's one of our big three in terms of who we really rely on game to game.
Spencer, elbow jumper, good.
She's also just maturing in terms of how vocal she is on the floor and able to kind of help manage the defensive sets or what we're in on offense.
Spin! Flare! Double!
She's got so much more to give on that floor. It'll be really fun to see how she continues over the next, 2.5 years.
Up! Seal! Up! Good pass, Ash.
I came here to this place because who I live for is Christ. I feel like He led me to this place for a reason, and I really just trust in that. I trust in the process of academics, going through that, athletics. I feel like there's a reason for everything, and I'm really blessed to be here.
Coming up on Portside, a look at the UP baseball team, which welcomes 20 new student athletes to the roster.
A brotherhood. Everyone really picks each other up. Everyone looks out for each other on and off the field, on campus.
Welcome back to Portside. The University of Portland baseball season has arrived, and the team is on the rise under second-year head coach and UP Hall of Famer Jeff Loomis. Loomis and his staff welcome 20 new players to the roster this spring, further putting their stamp on the program.
"20 new guys this year, so I think when you look at that number, it's a large number, obviously. 13 of those guys were seniors last year for us, so we're pretty excited about the idea of having a new roster with a new coaching staff. I think that's really important that we're able to share our new vision of what the program looks like.
A brotherhood. Everyone really picks each other up. Everyone looks out for each other on and off the field, on campus. It's really easy to feel loved here and feel as part of a unit.
Switching from junior college to a school with a degree this prestigious, the guys have made it super easy to adjust, and the coaches are awesome. School is good, teachers are nice, and just a good place to be, good fit.
I'm a pretty physical guy. I'm 6'7", which is pretty big for a baseball player. So I try to tend to stick to those predeterminations. I try to swing the bat. I'm a lefty hitter, so I try to add a little power to the lineup.
What people will see when they come watch us play is that we're going to be more physical in terms of size. When you look at the middle of our order, it's potentially guys who can hit the ball out of the ballpark, which is something that was a weakness of ours last year. I just think it speaks to the type of guys that we're bringing into the program. 3.24 team GPA over the course of 3 straight semesters now is something I think is really impressive.
It's been a really good change for me. I came from a JC last year, and school was going to be, I thought it was going to be pretty challenging. Got through it with the help of my teammates, and the athletic department is kind of helping us along the way, and actually made the dean's list first semester, so it's gone pretty well.
Our culture is really based on hard work, and I've always been a believer that hard work is the foundation for success. But we also, I'm a big believer too that the hard work is a foundation for your life, and that goes beyond baseball. If we can instill a hard work ethic with our student athletes, I think it's going to pay off for them when they go out into the real world.
Just resilience, honestly. A lot of us are JUCO guys, and the guys that aren't are just a lot of guys that like to work hard, and we just have a lot of fight in us, a lot of do what needs to be done in order to win, and we just just put our nose down and work.
Ultimate goal is to make that top 4, be in the top 4 at the end of the season, and I think that's really realistic.
As an overall goal for the season, I would say just the enjoyment, being around each other, and the WCC tournament I think plays into that, in that it's a chance for us to extend our season, be around each other, enjoy each other's time a little bit more. And so anytime we can extend our season, that's obviously the end game goal.
I absolutely think the top 4 finish is realistic. All these guys are working as hard as they possibly can, and we're holding each other accountable to do that.
Definitely haven't been there in the past, but that's okay because we've recruited the type of team that we want, and I think we're going to be pretty solid this year.
Expectations are high, and I think we're going to surprise some people in this conference this year. Being top 4 is definitely within reach.
Up next on Portside with the Pilots, get to know men's tennis twins Mathieu and Pierre Garcia.
We don't want to think about the future too much.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure we think about it, but in the same time we enjoy the moment.
Back here on Portside, University of Portland men's tennis juniors Mathieu and Pierre Garcia arrived on the Bluff by the way of France in 2014. Their transition wasn't entirely seamless, but the Garcia brothers have grown quite a bit on the court and in the classroom in their 2.5 years at UP, thanks to the guidance of head coach Aaron Gross and of their teammates. When Mathieu and Pierre Garcia arrived at the University of Portland, it was quite the adjustment for the twins, acclimating to a whole new language and being so far away from their family.
The beginning was a bit tough. We couldn't really speak with other people, except our teammate. We were comfortable with them, but beside that, it was a bit hard.
You're from France. That's across the world. So I want to know, how did you guys hear about the University of Portland? What brought you to the Bluff?
We talked with Aaron and the feeling was good, so we decided to come to UP.
I heard Facebook played a role in it.
Yeah,
so you guys chatted over Facebook? How'd that go?
Each chatted. Yeah, we chatted a lot with Aaron. I think I was maybe a little bit more comfortable with my English. A bit more responsible maybe at that time. It was, no, I catch up.
Their senior year in high school, we had 4 guys graduating the next year, so we were in a unique situation that we had multiple spots open up, and it just felt right from the beginning. Just communicating with them and knowing that they were kind of a package, and that was our edge, I think, in getting them to come here.
I think once he called us on the phone, and he wanted to talk with both of us, but he talked twice.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if Aaron will remember that, but
Did Aaron know?
no.
I mean, now he
talked
knows.
twice.
Now he knows. You guys have a set of twin siblings, a brother and sister. They're 12 years old. I want to know about your family back home.
We have one little brother and one little sister, so we're twins, and 2 older sisters. Most of our family play tennis.
So you guys grew up around it, definitely.
Definitely we grew up around tennis.
Being twins, I know people probably ask you who was born first. So who is older?
Me, I'm older.
You're older. Do you think that's why maybe you're the more responsible one, or at least
Yeah,
you were?
for sure. That's it.
That's it. Okay. You're not going to debate that?
No, I can't debate that. I'm taller though, a little bit.
Oh, okay. Good. Who is the better tennis player?
Mathieu.
We are about the same.
Both the
We are
same.
about the
Okay.
same. We both work hard.
Who's funnier, though?
Me? No, yes, that's not true. He's not very humble, is he?
Over time, Mathieu and Pierre have grown quite a bit, both on and off the court, thanks in large part to a great support staff.
Next time we're going to expect it.
Grown a lot because, thanks to Aaron first, because when we came we thought we knew a lot, but he taught us so much more, and it's actually very amazing, and I think we're very thankful for that.
When they showed up, they were pretty shy, like not really willing to speak up as much as they are now. Now they're really able to communicate with us and with the other coaches. And then during match days on court, they just got used to the whole team thing, to the whole like hype aspect of like playing a college sport in the US. And it was maybe a little intimidating at first, just like the noise and everything, all that going around. But now they just show up, they're on the court, and like nothing can really face them.
He shared with us his own experience, because our freshman year was kind of tough because we were like probably not playing as good as we thought we will play, and he was like, yeah, it's normal, don't worry, here it's different. For a lot of things, he was really helpful.
You try and come at all the players from as many different angles as possible to give them the resources to get better. And Ollie is a great resource for Mike, who's from Cyprus, or Carlos, who's from Spain, in different ways. But with Mathieu and Pierre, it just happens that language and culture just kind of mesh.
Now in their junior year, they are a part of a core of UP tennis players that have big goals and aspirations for the 2017 season.
Things are going to go bad or good or in between sometimes, but they're always going to be in it together, not just as brothers, but as a whole team. And that's, I think, what makes it so unique and special over this next year and a half.
And thinking about your future, guys, you have a year and a half left of school. What do you think about when you think about life after the University of Portland?
That's a good question because, of course, we consider playing pro tennis after. That's something we definitely considering, thinking about. But besides that, there is also all the graduating, work life, and I mean there are choices to make that won't be easy, but we will have to make decisions, and we still have time to say that. We don't want to think about the future too much.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure we think about it, but in the same time we enjoy the moment. Being here every day with our teammates is already a special moment for us. Like, every day is special, like coming to practice, such nice facilities, stuff. It's really nice, so every day is special.
Up next on Portside, the women's tennis team out and about in the community to celebrate National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
No, you gotta give me a high five with your hand. With your hand, yeah!
I'll say odd numbers and you guys say even numbers. 1, 2, 3. There you go, good job, good job, good job. Oh, you're fancy, aren't you? I see you, I see you. The father-daughter clinic, we had a bunch of our fans who come into our games. They brought their dads with us. We did this with the mother-daughter clinic, and we just played a bunch of games. We taught them some ball handling drills, we taught them the proper form of a layup, and the BEEF acronym of how we shoot a jump shot. Very nice. There you go. My arm and my leg are kind of on a string, so they're coming up at the same time. Nice. Woo! Good job. It's just a really cool thing to have the people that come support us and for us to be involved with the community.
Every drill that we were doing was just a lot of energy, a lot of enjoyment. You can tell that people that come, they just love basketball, and that is kind of just what it's all about.
You're gonna go front, front, back, back, front, front, back, back, front, front, back, back. Here we go, last one. Right here. There we go. Yes! Nice. Top, let's go right here. Here, I'll give that to you. I told you we were gonna win. My group won the 5-spot shooting drill. I told them beforehand that they were gonna win, and guess what? We won. 3, one more. Knock it down, knock it down. Woo! That is it, we are number 1!
Just to see them show up and support us, it kind of just brings the happiness and the fun of the game. So it was enjoyable to play with them and just play basketball and have fun.
It's just really cool for people to always be supportive the way that they are with the mother-daughter clinics, and today it's just really awesome to have that support behind us all the time.
Let's get a pilot on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Portside with the Pilots. February 1st was National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and the University of Portland women's tennis team spent their day with young girls at the St. John's Racket Center here in North Portland. The team spent the afternoon teaching the ins and outs of tennis and also mentored the kids that hope to be in their shoes one day.
That's all right, we're gonna try our best.
We are here at St. John's Tennis Center, and they have the Portland Tennis and Education Program here. And we are here on National Women's in Sports Day. And we're here to just to promote sports for all girls. And we're using tennis as our vehicle. And it's just super fun to share with the kids and encourage them and tell us what our experience is like playing college tennis.
It's a ready position right there. You ready? He's ready. He's ready.
We are a year-round program, tuition-free, for families that we consider to be under-resourced. So if you have children who have come up through a program like ours, their grades get better, their tennis gets better, their health is better, fitness is better.
We had a time where the athletes got to share their experience of why they came and played college tennis and what sports has meant to them.
My name's Rodina and I'm from Bulgaria. I also spent a few years in Spain. My family is never been rich. We've been poor. and it's been hard to practice, to find money for tournaments, but I've always enjoyed tennis a lot, and even when it's really hard, because when you love something, you keep doing it no matter what.
I think you could tell by the smiles on their faces that they were thoroughly engaged and very excited to show their skills to these college level players.
Well, it's coming back. It was too good. He couldn't get it. It was too good.
They always enjoy meeting new people, and especially if the person plays tennis, then they're extra special.
Jason, what's up, my man? No, you gotta give me a high five with your hand. With your hand. Yeah! Let's go, Jason.
It's always great to get outside of our everyday life, and we're so privileged in what we get to do. And so to extend ourselves, I think, is really valuable, really important that we reach out to the community and tell everyone who University of Portland is.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Portside with the Pilots. We'll see you next month.